in Vegas a lot, and I like to gamble. I love to gamble.
That's a good time.
I was like, you know that chromatic scale when you pull down a slot machine? I was like...
Play because it's all picked. It may sound like it's something else, but it's all picked. It's all those fast, ridiculous triplets, and I don't know how I'm going to play it live, but we'll figure it out.
That's a badass solo.
You could definitely bang your head too, or you can always...
It's perfect.
Afterlife is a really...
Just a spoonful of Jimmy helps the whole world go down. Just a spoonful of Jimmy helps the whole world go down.
It has a pop element, but in a more like somber tone.
He just went in there and started laughing. He was laughing so hard, and he wasn't even, nothing was funny. He was just laughing, and I was laughing my ass off in the control room just because it just seemed so funny to me that he was doing laugh tracks over and over and over.
One of the great things about Avenged Sevenfold, the guys, is that they know that their songs and their musicianship are just so great.
And solo's out of control.
So the guitar solo and Brian's guitar solo is just blistering. And just with the biggest grin, and when that take was done, he just came out with, my God, that's the greatest.
That's just one of 11 examples of amazing fucking guitar solo. The solo in Afterlife was definitely a trek. It wasn't really written before the studio. I try and get as many solos written before I get in the studio as possible. It was fun to definitely push the boundaries. I've done stuff that I never thought I could ever play. It's definitely a great feat as far as I'm concerned.
Gunslinger is one of those things where I had this riff, this heavy riff, and my idea for it originally was this heavy grooving song, 1, 2. Brian kind of went home with it, was like,
Hey, I kind of want to use that riff, but I want to use it.
I want to use an acoustic guitar on it.
And Max's without.
It's really cool to have an intro and a whole verse. It's about a minute long at the beginning of the song where it's just the acoustic guitar and M. Shadow's voice.
We had this melody over this, and it was like, wow, that's kind of cool. And then it kind of went into my idea of it, which was when the song explodes into the rock part. He had this pre-chorus and then this chorus, but the pre-chorus was our chorus now.
One question why so many have died.
That whole part was his pre-chorus, and me and the Rev looked at each other, we're like, dude, that can't be a pre-chorus. That's like a chorus. There's like closure in there. My heart leaves for the most part.
I'm Scott today. Hey, Doc. What's wrong with you?
You want me to do that high octave too?
Dude, what happened?
Jesus Christ! What happened?
Closer to heaven with you.
And I was specifically writing it for
Out of our influences into our music.
And I think about 6 months from now, when I've been on tour, that song's really gonna hit home to me because...
Brompton Cock. When I first heard that song, I nearly shit myself.
Brompton Cock.
Brompton Cock.
Brompton Cock.
Oh my oh my God.
Had the idea for it's kind of a hip-hop-ish type of really heavy, subtle grooving groove parts like in the verse.
Guitar, so That would add like an Avenged Sevenfold vibe to it.
Shadows wrote some amazing lyrics that I think a lot of people can relate to.
Chorus, love the chorus. I actually re-sang the song like.
A lot of the stuff that was written by the Rev, the stuff he written on guitar was actually very awesome, but it was about me and Sin's worst nightmare because anytime a drummer writes on a guitar, he makes up notes that are pretty much unheard of to the average guitarist. Guitar, our fingers look like this, stuff you've never seen, but it's actually really fun. It's something I'd never...
It's got a ton of shit in it, but it all works in its favor.
But overall, the song's just very powerful, and it came across really great.
Fuck that, I'm out of here.
This is where all the bullshit on the album happens. Low-end bullshit that just fucks with your ear, makes you really sad. Sometimes the brown note.
Can't spell bass without arrows.
Old like Western like with the oldest verse, and then I showed it to everybody, and then I wanted to immediately throw it away, and everyone's like, no, yeah, that's rad.
You gotta keep that. You gotta keep.
Just like how should we have been growing? This one's kind of staying stagnant between verse and just. We didn't really know what we wanted to do, but everything we were kind of adding to this thing created this vibe, so we finally, one day...
We had Jamie lay down the piano on it and worked his butt off on it and just get that thing perfect.
Just did all this kind of classical-esque type stuff.
Then we're going to change the whole vibe. We're going to this pirate type...
Wants type guitar work, a la Walter Rice. Walter! Do I still got a Walter?
Damn!
You want some water?
No, just some Walter.
Stupidest thing you could ever have. The stupidest fucking thing you could ever have is what me and Brian are doing. You know why? Because last time I decided to get real fucking fat before we did the DVD. Now I gotta eat stupid egg whites and oatmeal until I'm skinny again.
Cool and driving, and just happy and poppy.
I like the guitar solo at the end, extremely uber melodic, to the point where you just want to slap me because it's just too goofy. Happy song puts you in a good place, and we auto-tuned the
Shit out of it.
And while Matt was in this very room doing the vocals for that song, I had this brilliant idea, which you might hate me for later.
Something that we've always really liked, and we never heard it in any rock music. So we really wanted to try it out, and we actually all fell in love with it.
One of my favorite tracks on the album is definitely Fast Melodic. It was really cool to hear the lyrics that Chad came up with for it. The way you're singing the chorus is great, too. We demoed the song and had Gates humming a melody for so long that I could sing along just to the humming. The lyrics he wrote for that song are really impactful, and it really touched the shit out of me the first time I heard them.
The song is...
I tell you, I love all these guys, man. I tell you, they're great. The Jimmys. He gets a couple drinks in him, he touches me, plays. I mean, come on, man.
He's a wild guy.
And the Johnny, shit, man, the guy fucking farts worse than my fucking...
It's like sulfur.
Shit,
It's sulfur. Sucked. I mean, what else did you do? I heard there was a lot of vocal comping going on here, and...
Well, I comped your vocals, Shadows. You did a great job. Like I said, the yeah, it's very great, very cool, I love that shit. And I'll tell you something right now. This is... just between, me, you, and, the kids that are at the home. The Gates, man, he did not play a couple solos, if you know what I mean. I just, late one night, I play guitar.
You play guitar too, huh? That was you. Well, I wanted to thank you personally.
We're a little bit subdued during found out for himself. He kind of went AWOL for a little bit to lock himself up and write.
Not right!
I did the same, you know, I just had to clear my head, and so I kind of disappeared for a while. And
Sinister and the Rev had this band called Pinkly Smooth.
Primarily goblin metal, heavily Danny Elfman influenced, as well as Oingo Boingo.
When Jimmy decided he was going to write weird, he didn't know how to write Avenged Sevenfold style stuff. And we're like, you know, our Avenged Sevenfold, we can write whatever we want. So the first thing he came to us with was Afterlife. We're like, Afterlife's a great song, but make something crazier. Try to write outside the box, like Pinkly Smooth stuff.
He started playing this piano line that had been in his head and he had been working on at home.
He's like, okay, just give me a keyboard. And so I had set the keyboard to the little motif rack, and he's like, just press record.
And so he started playing this thing with one finger and adding another finger. Playing this thing with one finger and adding another finger. Playing this thing with one finger and adding another finger.
So he plays like one note at a time. Plays the song for 8 minutes all the way through with one hand, and he's like,
Okay, now start me over again and give me left hand.
So then he does the left hand, just just like these little chords. He's like,
Okay, now record me on the drums.
He's just whispering these melodies.
And it just sounds like this 8-minute, 50-second collage of different ridiculous stuff.
when I first heard it, I fucking had no idea what to think. I thought, okay, well, this is cool. The rev's crazy now. Matt just heard this piano and the melody that it was like number one on Matt's list to make sure this thing happens. I just didn't get it.
Gotta record Big Bear, dude.
If not for any other reason that I want to listen to.
Matt wasn't having it. He was adamant that we needed to let Jimmy just do what he was gonna do. And
Must have stabbed her 50 fucking times, dude. It's such a cool line, dude.
Yeah, he sings it.
it's basically a story about who, whatever he pleases with.
That's another one of those magical things that as it just progressed in the studio, such as the string arrangements, the orchestral arrangements brought to you by many members of Oingo Boingo.
Morales, they were just grinning ear to ear and loving the sound of it.
You know, the deep vocals, I'm the minister.
This crazy content to them.
Okay, kids, let's roll it.
Halloween.
Come here, you fucking bitch!
Yeah, dude, we need to get some bottles breaking and shit.
All these funny things that we...
That's all yours last fucking time! Shut over here! I'm done!
And it just kept evolving and kept evolving. And we were having so much fun with it. It just turned out to be
and I'm sure you can see that we're just having a great fucking time.
It's not typical Avenged Sevenfold, but then again, what is typical Avenged Sevenfold?
Crystal! Crystal!
Great style. Good job. Johnny Christ takes the cake once again.